Okay then, shipmates, are you ready for your maths job for today? Now, like always, we're going to get our mathsy brains switched on and warmed up by doing a number job first, and then we're going to have a look at our main job. Now, like I said at the start of the day, today's job is going to use our math skills, but we're going to be investigating something. So we're going to need our understanding the world skills as well. More on that later. But for starters, we are going to practice our subitizing. Good old subitizing. Remind me then, first of all, what do I mean by subitizing? What are we doing if we subitize something? Can you remember? Well done. Subitizing is when we look at something, we look at an amount and we know how much is there without having to count. So we might spot groups and we might use things that we recognise to help us, but we're not counting. We're just looking and knowing how much is there without counting it up. So today we're going to play a game. And today's game is all about trying to get quicker at subitizing amounts. Okay, so I am going to show you a picture. In that picture, you are going to have some piratey objects. You need to look at that picture really carefully because it's not going to be up on the screen for very long. While it's up on the screen, you need to try and subitize how much there is, and then keep that number in your head before the picture disappears. Okay? So today is all about speed. How quickly can you subitize? If you get to 1 and there's too many pictures there for you to subitize, what could you do? Well done. It's always okay to count, isn't it? That's always fine, especially with bigger groups of objects. But I've tried to make them nice and straightforward today because I want you to really work on that speed. Have a look. How many can you see? Can you see it quickly? Okay, let's have a look at one together and I'll show you what I mean. Okay then guys, coming up in a second is going to be your first picture. It's not going to be on the screen for very long, so you need really good looking eyes today, okay? No looking around the room, no looking at your nails. Make sure you're looking at the screen because you need to look quickly and carefully, see how many things you can see and see if you can spot them before the picture disappears. Are you ready? Let's do the first one together. Ready? Steady, are you looking? Ready, go. And it's gone already. Did you manage to see? Were you looking carefully? Now that's what I mean, okay? We're going to go really quick. I want you to be looking carefully, subitizing before it's disappeared. How many pirates did you think you saw? Let's check. There were 2 pirates. Well done. Well done if you spotted it. Now that was nice and straightforward to see, wasn't it? Because they're lined up side by side. 1, 2. 2 pirates. Okay. Are you ready to try one on your own? Are you looking? It's going to go really quickly. Ready, steady, go. Gone already. How many treasure chests were there? There were 1. Well done. Now I went extra fast on that one because there was only one thing to spot. There wasn't much going on for you to try and look at there. As we get into our bigger ones, I will give you a little bit longer, so don't worry. Right, are you ready for your next one? Are you looking? Ready, steady, go. How many ships did you see? Oh, now I know it's disappeared, but can you still see them in your head? How many were there in front of you? Ready to check? There were 3. Well done. Well done if you managed to spot those 3 ships. Okay, you're getting quicker. Are you ready for your next one? Looking eyes. Ready, steady, go. Okay, now then, I gave you a bit longer on that one because there were more things in the picture. Who thinks they managed to spot how many treasure maps there were? Can you shout it at me? Oh, well done. I heard some spot on counting then. Okay. Oh, sorry. Spot on subitizing, I should say, shouldn't I? Let's see if you were right. How many maps were there? There were 5. Well done. Now, if you look at our maps in front of us, is there anything that they remind you of to help you spot how many there are? Shall I tell you what I can see? When I look at these maps, they kind of make me think, and you have to excuse my slightly squiggly circles because it's quite hard for me to draw on the computer with the mouse. But they kind of make me think, look, of the pattern we get of 5 on the dice, look. 4 around the outside and 1 in the middle. So I knew that one had to be 5 because it made me think of the 5 pattern on a dice. That dice face is helping me out. Remember, like I said, that was our first step to subitizing. 5 on a dice, 5 treasure maps. Well done, guys, if you managed to subitize that one. Now, the next one has got how many things in? Ready, steady, go. Ooh, okay. I didn't give you long enough to count. Hopefully it was long enough for you to subitize. How many were there? Shout it at me. Ooh, well done. I heard lots of the right answer. Let's check it. We've got 4. Well done. And if we look, we can see 2 steering wheels here and 2 steering wheels here. 2 and 2 is 4. So there's got to be 4. Well done. Are you ready for one more? Ready, steady, go. Now then, I gave you a bit longer for that one, guys, because what did you notice that was a bit more tricky about that one? There were more objects on there, weren't there? And we know that the more objects we have, the harder it gets to subitize. So before we look at that one, did anyone manage to? Can anyone shout out for me? Did anyone manage to see how many there was? Oh, well done. I've heard 1 or 2 people shout out their idea. Let's have a look. So on this one, we've got 3 here and 3 here. And we know that 3 and 3 is 6. Well done. So there are 6 compasses here. Now, I am completely blown away if you manage to subitize that one, guys, because that is really, really tricky. Really, once we get past 5, it starts to get much harder to subitize because there are much more things for us to look at and to try and see patterns in, okay? Especially with a group like this where they're not really organised into helpful patterns to help us, are they? Yes, we can just about see that there's 3 here and 3 here, but they're a bit more higgledy-piggledy, aren't they? And the more we have of something, the more likely it is that it's going to be higgledy-piggledy. So don't worry at all. If you didn't manage to subitize that one, that is okay. That was a super sneaky challenge. I snuck in there at the end to see how you'd get on. Now, if you couldn't subitize it, what could you do to check how many there are? Of course, you can always go back to your counting, guys, can't you? So let's just count and let's just double check we were right with our 6. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 6 compasses. Hey, Good work, guys. There was some super speedy subitizing in there today. And hopefully you're finding that subitizing is getting easier and easier the more we do. Don't worry if it's still tricky. We've still got lots and lots of time to practice. Right, that's our brains all warmed up. Let's find out what our main job is for today.